All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is a beautiful Sunday night or Monday morning, whichever you prefer. Tonight, we're going to be talking about certain smug know-it-all who's been consistently wrong about the case. He's a lawyer from Minnesota. His name is Nick Rekieta. This should be no surprise to anyone at this point. The thing is, Nick's always got a question for me, asking me who I am, and the simple answer should be obvious that I'm a streamer on YouTube. The thing is, who's he? Like, we know he says he's a lawyer, and I believe that, his credentials check out, but he hasn't actually practiced a case in years. What has he been doing in this time? And yes, chat, we will be getting to Spectre. We're not gonna focus on him. But there's a problem. There's a lot of people who think that Spectre is the only one who's in the wrong with certain issues, with certain allegations against me. He's not. He really isn't. And I'm going to show you why in a moment. Let's just switch to the browser. And we'll start off by having Nick explain himself as he did to Doug 10 Nepal on a live stream he did.
You're just a regular private citizen, just a regular guy.
No, I'm not even a regular guy. I'm a journalist. I'm reporting.
Well, yeah, you're probably not a regular guy, but
I'm providing more in-depth coverage with better sourcing, and this is not a slight to anyone else. This is not because I'm some special worker. It's because by fortune and happenstance, I have become kind of the figurehead of the legal aspect of this case. So I, because of that position, have access to sources that many other people don't have access to. And if they think that I'm going to burn those sources for their stupid deposition, they're going to be wasting their time. But the interesting thing here is because of that, there is no other journalistic organization that has, I promise you, Anime News Network, those amateurs at Anime News Network, hey, Anime News Network, your investigative practices are garbage, your organization is garbage, and your reporting is embarrassingly laughable.
Yeah.
Embarrassingly bad. That heap of trash certainly does not vet sources the way I do. I get 2, if not 3 sources on every single piece of information. And the only time I use 2 sources is when those 2 sources are good. They're better than anybody else you can find. And I still don't go off of just one. Even if it's the direct person involved, I don't go off of one source. I back it up with a second.
Okay, so there's our answer. Nick is a journalist, not just a lawyer. He's also an I Stand With Vic figurehead. Give me a second. Turn this off. Okay, so with that established, when it comes to his standards of reporting, which he boasted about, as you heard, surely he has some really good intel, some really good things, and wouldn't spread rumors or allegations around just to smear someone, right? Because that's what the nebulous blob known as Kick Vic does. Nick Rekieta would never... Oh, wait, yeah, we all know he did. We all know that he went ahead and he endorsed, spread, and promoted the allegations that Spectre made. But here's the thing. What happens when he's confronted about it? What happens when, hey, you made a mistake, maybe, you did an error in your reporting, this wasn't fair? Well, he did it a couple of weeks ago, not the one from last night. He actually did have a response for this.
As Cyber Taz says, most of us know you didn't specifically endorse Spectre's JMK video, but the Lick Spittles and Kick Vic are trying to use it against you for not citing his own sources. I would suggest listening to Earjuice's video for more info. I don't care. JMK is a pile of garbage. How's that? JMK is a liar, a pile of trash, might be a pedo, based on what the Kiwi Farms has uncovered under his own screen name from years ago. I don't know anything about him. All I know is that I have asked JMK, who the hell are you, about 100 times, and I never got a response other than, why are you scared, Nikki? It's like, just who are you? Literally, who are you? So if JMK is now having an identity crisis and Kick Vic is having a crisis of potentially being super friendly with a guy who may have threatened to murder Zoe Quinn a couple years ago, a guy who may in fact be an admitted pedophile, who may or may not have offended on a family member. I don't know if he did those things. That's what it kind of looks like. I'm not going to rush to JMK's defense. I certainly don't care. Don't know who he is. I've asked him. He won't tell me. So he had the opportunity to tell me he was none of those things. He chose not to. Instead, he chose to try and will his way onto this show to bore you all with his shrieking, reeing, and probably crying. Wasn't really interested. So, there you go. There you go. Yeah, his bet is his own, and hopefully just his own, because he is a horrifying thing from all things I've seen. And as far as like Spectre's sources, that's on Spectre. I don't care. I don't know how they're trying to use that against me. Okay. I hadn't commented on it before today, I don't think. I think I commented on the Kiwi Farm stuff. That's about it.
Wow, what a big memory hole this guy has. He doesn't even care. Someone actually brings it to his attention that Earjuice did some digging, found more to the story, and he dismisses it. He decides to throw away his credibility as a journalist by saying that he won't update the story because he doesn't like me personally. It's very fitting that Andy Worski is in the chat right now, because I recall a similar thing happening to him. Do you guys remember that? Do you guys remember when Tonkasaw used shady/shaky/unverified evidence that Andy Worski was a pedophile? Here's the thing. Tonkasaw never called Andy Worski a pedophile. What Tonkasaw did was he took fake evidence that was used against Andy Worski, that Andy Worski to this day swears up and down that was never used against him, and tweeted out and told everyone, hey, look at this. Isn't this something? Of course, everyone recognized this as a slimy, shitty, disgusting thing to do. But hey, apparently Nick thinks that what Tonka did was okay. Which is funny because he was the one who ultimately did in Tonkasaw. So, with that in mind, let's see what he did, how his reaction was last night, so we can expand upon this. Hang on a minute, not that one. Okay, here we go. So, before we get into that, I want to do this in cover the stream in chronological order. We will be going over what Nick did and why it's relevant. We'll be going over some of Nick's defenses for this behavior, etc. And yeah, for those in the chat that want to see me just dunk on Spectre, I will be dunking on Spectre. But it's very important that Nick Rekieta was directly involved with this, and he denies all responsibility.
You may notice that I didn't post this on Twitter, and that is because I am on a temporary suspension, 12 hours from Twitter. And guys, I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you the exact thing that caused it. As soon as I find it here.
Now keep in mind, this is primarily with the Twitter stuff, which I'm going over for context and just to address a couple things Nick said. But it's very relevant to this, believe me.
I would have it here, but apparently I don't, but I do have it. Oh, come. Or I can get it to me. It is from John Michael Kelly, who may or may not be a pedophile. I don't know.
Right out the gate, brings it up again. Funny that.
I've heard that he is. He says he isn't. So I don't know what to tell you about that one. So far, I mean, we've got conflicting accounts on whether or not he's a pedophile, and God, The jury's out on it for now. I don't know if John Michael Kelly ever diddled his sister. He seems to think that I said that he did, which I didn't, by the way. I didn't say that at all. He also says, because the man doesn't know how to read, doesn't know how to read, or is stupid, or both. I'm going to go with both. But or listen, apparently. Hold on, I'm getting these pulled up right now. He didn't pay attention very well when I was doing a live stream from a different location, and I said that there was a video out there that tried to put these things together, and people needed to go check it out and make up their own mind if they cared, right? That apparently, according to may or may not have diddled his sister, John Michael Kelly. And again, I don't know, but he's really, really fighting hard against this accusation. So what does that mean to you? I don't know what it means to you. He thinks that I endorsed the video or promoted the video. I said, you can make up your own mind. I don't know anything about it. I've never even watched the video.
I find it funny that Nick's defense here for this is that he didn't even watch the video. At least Tonkasaw looked over the evidence before he tweeted it out. Think about that for a second.
I think it was taken down. I think the video was taken down by the owner, but I've never seen it. Didn't claim to have seen it. Couldn't validate anything of it. I said all of that. But may or may not be a pedo, John Michael Kelly seems to think that I said he was a pedo. I don't know, John, if you're a pedo or not. I don't know who you even are. I don't know why you bother me. I don't care about your life. I don't want to know if you're a pedophile. I don't want you to be a pedophile. I don't want to know that you did pedophile someone. Stop being a pedophile if you are. Get help or whatever. I don't care. If you died in a tragic accident tomorrow, I wouldn't even know about it.
I don't care, guys. I'm going to keep on ranting for hours and hours about a guy I don't care about. This would be as retarded as if I were to say, I don't care about Nick Rekieta. I don't want to know Nick Rekieta. I don't care about his GoFundMe, which may or may not be a wire fraud scam. I don't know about if Nick Rekieta is a trust fund baby. I don't know if there's some double dealing going on here. I just don't care about the guy. I want him out of my life. Do you see how retarded that sounds? That's exactly what Nick's saying. He does care. It bothers him. Let's keep going.
That's how insignificant you are to me. Leave me alone. But anyway, let's see. So let's take a look at these. This is targeted harassment according to Twitter. So this little vagina, John Kelly. I shouldn't call him a vagina. Vaginas are great. This little cunt, John Kelly, said that this.
Remember, guys, he totally doesn't care. He's totally above it all.
This was targeted harassment. He went crying to the Twitter police for these very, very offensive tweets. I mean, guys, I know I need to calm down my language on Twitter. I'm told all the time by very concerned citizens that my language on Twitter needs to calm down. Okay? And I agree. I was way too harsh to John Michael Kelly on Twitter on this occasion, and I want to own up to what I did. So I'm going to show you guys what it was. Because, it was brutal. Very, very bad. All right. Here's a look. Okay. Here is. Ha! All right. We've temporarily limited some of your account features. Okay. Violation of the Twitter rules. Abuse and harassment. You may not engage in the targeted harassment of someone or incite other people to do so. This includes wishing or hoping that someone experiences physical harm. All right, you guys tell me. Like I said, can't read or stupid, going with both. Brutal. Look at that. Look at all the harm that was wished. Clearly targeted harassment. Targeted. Right there. Next one. Here you go. I'm not sure which is worse, his stupidity or his pathetic nature. Oh man. I'm so sorry for abusing someone. I understand now what I did wrong. Let's read. There's one more tweet. Of course I'm hiding the ball, right? This is how you teach a class or whatever, is you hide the ball and make the class like, aha, there's the mystery. Here's the hidden ball. The third tweet. Apparently you don't know how to read or are stupid or both. Going with both. There it was. That's it.
Okay, so Nick prattles on a bit longer about his Twitter suspension. Here's the thing. Nick, I didn't report your Twitter. I told you before you did this stream I didn't report your Twitter. I tagged you in a tweet because your Twitter account gets locked. You can still see the mentions. And I'll show that right away. Give me a sec. And we'll go over some other things here. Over here, to specifically tell him that, no, I didn't do it. But he goes with that anyway. Because Nick likes to assume things. That's what he does. And yeah, he's complaining to his chat crew that, oh no, I've been suspended. Well, as people from other places have pointed out, maybe if this is your main source of income, you shouldn't be spurging out with drive-by insults to people that you claim you don't care about. Just a thought. And also, if we're going to go with the logic that since I was tagged in that Twitter thread, that means I was the one who reported your account, there were two other people who seem to be more SJW types who were also tagged in that thread. Maybe, I'm just spitballing here, but maybe one of them did it. Or maybe, as people in the chat have pointed out, maybe it was an algorithm thing because Twitter does do automatic suspensions now. That's the thing they do, apparently. So, with all that in mind, Nick just loves to jump the gun on everything. Let's go back to the stream so we can get into the more serious stuff for a bit, or the more hilarious stuff, whichever disposition you have for that. Okay, we're going to go to 4805. That's when the fun begins.
Anon says, why do you find a video that you didn't watch to be credible evidence to suspect someone is a kitty diddler? I didn't say it was credible evidence. I never once said it was credible evidence. How is this any better than ANN? I didn't ever say that this was credible evidence. I said, here is a thing. I get it. Thank you for giving me $20, John. I get it. You're mad that someone talked about you and I talked about someone talking about you. I get it. I did not say you were a kitty diddler. I didn't.
Okay, this is funny. Nick gets a super chat. He assumes it's me. Again, he's assuming things. Nick, that wasn't me. That's the funny part about this. People don't like what you're doing. And they're pointing it out because it's bullshit. And here's the thing. Nick doesn't have to say something for it to be the case. If you present a source as part of your reporting, then you are presented it as credible evidence. If you're going to go ahead and link to it and tell everyone to go watch it, yeah, that's what you're doing. It's the nature of your actions that make it inherent. You don't have to specify it. It's like if you point a gun to someone's head and say, do this, and then later you get called out on it and say, hey, whoa, bro, I didn't extort that guy. I never said I extorted him. And yeah, as Adolwolf points out in the chat, he could just admit he fucked up here, but he doesn't. He just keeps on doubling down.
Didn't say it was true. I laughed and said, you'll have to check it out and decide on your own. I don't know. I talk about all sorts of things that I know about or don't know about, and I tell people to make up their own mind. Did I say John Michael Kelly?
Why are you talking about things you don't know about, Nick? Like, if you don't know, I thought it was the I stand with Vic position of innocent until proven guilty, and this doesn't just take place in a strictly legal context. Because we can accuse anyone or whoever that we want to be a pedophile, a murderer, all kinds of crimes and accusations. But because those can go nowhere and could just be someone's headcanon, we don't take those as credible. We require proof of these things. We don't just go ahead and point fingers at people. Like, And there isn't no reason why you did this either, which we'll get into that in a moment.
Definitely did this, or even probably did this? No. Go back and watch it, you piece of shit. Go back and watch the video. Or sue me, you motherfucker. Come sue me, and I will demolish you. And I'll embarrass you in front of the whole world, and then they'll all know whether or not you're a kitty diddler, because we'll go for discovery on it.
Here's the thing, Nick. I don't have to sue you. I just have to point to the fact that the person you're endorsing, the person you're validating, the person you're welcoming on your platform to say more shit about me is a liar and has been proven as such. That's all I have to do. I don't need to flex by spending thousands of dollars in a lawsuit that's ultimately going to fail and just be more content for your show. That's retarded. Medicare has called this out consistently over and over again, that lawsuits are just a flex. It's the legal equivalent of an internet tough guy shtick. On the internet, people are going to talk shit about you. People are going to lie about you. People are going to do all kinds of disgusting, heinous shit. But before getting lawyers involved with something, ask yourself, is this really worth it? And the Vic Mignogna case, particularly, considering that your only win, according that you could possibly argue at this point, is the PR front. You don't need a lawsuit for PR. In fact, that lawsuit has only hurt your credibility. It's hurt Ty Beard's credibility. And frankly, it's also hurt Vic Mignogna's credibility by proxy. That's all it's succeeded at doing. So no, I'm not a child. I don't have to take you to court because you're a piece of shit. I can call you a piece of shit from here, and that's it. If more people got on board with this position, there'd be a lot less dumb, giant wastes of pile of money that just get lit on fire that end up having some presumably innocent man having to pay the people that are presumably falsely accusing him. That's the outcome of this. Everyone knows it. You're a joke.
How's that? Try and sue me over the fact that I said, here's a thing someone made. You can go check it out if you care. Try it. Anyway, shouldn't you be better than that and verify the credibility of the accusation first? I never vouched for the credibility of the accusation. I said, here it is. Go look at it.
Why would you tell people to go look at it unless you believed it to be true, Nick? I mean, this is just so pants on head retarded.
That's all. You're making this way bigger than you need to. And you're drawing more attention to it.
Yeah, Nick, I want this to blow up. I want this to blow up in your face. I want everyone to know the awful, scummy shit that you did. That's the same thing as what Tonkasaw did to Andy. It's the same thing that Sargon did to Medicare. There's no difference between these guys' actions. None of these people ever explicitly called these people pedophiles, but they all presented fake evidence to implicate them. And that's not acceptable. Sorry. Just because you don't say specifically X, Y, or Z doesn't mean you're not still guilty of it. That's how it is, Nick. That's how normal, neurotypical people see this.
It was literally a one-off thing. I don't care about you.
Oh, it was a one-off, but right at the beginning of the stream when you erroneously called me out for reporting your Twitter, you had to go ahead and say, oh, he might be a pedophile. I hope he isn't one. Bullshit, Nick. Bullshit.
I have never cared about you. You are irrelevant to everything. Go die peacefully alone. I don't care. I don't ever want to talk about you. You're the dipshit that keeps bringing you up. John, I will not ever bring you on a show. Ever. Ever. All you
That's okay, Nick. Your show is trash. You're welcome to come on my show, though.
had to do was just answer me when I asked who you were. You didn't. Now, I don't know if you're a kid diddler or not, so I'm certainly not going to bring you on the show. But John...
Oh, you hear that, guys? He let a little slip there. He said, I don't know if you're a kid dealer or not, so I'm not going to let you on the show. Implying that I'm more likely to be a kid dealer than anyone else. Get fucked, Nick.
I will never, ever bring you on the show. And if you don't talk to me about you, and other people don't talk to me about you, I'll never talk about you. I don't want to think about you. Just like your parents, I don't want to think about you. Nobody wants to think about you. You're a fucking roach that no one can get rid of, because even though they don't care about you, you won't just go away.
You're right, Nick. I don't bend over and take it. I make sure that people who do this kind of shit get remembered for doing this kind of shit.
John, you're the stupidest fucking person on the planet. You are dumber than Shane and Ron combined. And that's an amazing multiplier of exponential idiocy.
You notice what he did there, guys? He just took two people that he has personal animosity with to go ahead and get his audience behind his side. It's a classic E-celeb trick. Just compare people you don't like in the moment to people that your audience generally doesn't like.
You are so stupid because you can't read and you can't listen and you draw these wild inferences about you. No one cares about it.
Hey, so is Nick saying that a rational inference is kind of a retarded standard to make an argument? Huh, I find that funny considering Ty Beard's day in court.
No one cares. In fact, if I went to every newspaper on earth and said that John Michael Kelly is a pedophile, they'd all go, literally fucking who is that? Everybody. No one cares.
Nobody cares, guys. Nobody cares.
No one. And the worst part is, I didn't even do that. I didn't do it at all. You can try and...
Okay, at this point, I'm just going to go back to the stream where he did it. In fact, I'm going to go a little bit earlier in the stream to give more context, because a common deflection tactic to whenever I bring this kind of shit up is, John, you didn't bring up enough context. So let's give them what they want. Let's see the context in which Nick Rekieta decided to bring up false allegations against me personally.
But that brings me to someone who has not ever been on the show. Was invited once, and then I had to cancel on him because I had Doug and Ethan on the show. Well, I had Ethan on the show, and then Doug joined the show kind of midstream. It was very impromptu, weird sort of fight between Ethan and Doug, something that I...
Yeah, Nick, that's right. You said to come on the show Wednesday, but then, oh, look at that, Ethan's there. Well, I guess you can't ever go on the show again. That's great, Nick. We all know the reason why you won't let me on. Because if I was on the show, you would be embarrassed. You would be embarrassed at how weak your standing is when it comes to your ethicality, when it comes to the way you do business, when it comes to your standing as a lawyer, when it comes to your standing as a journalist. All these things would be shown to have at least a few cracks to them. Now, I'm not saying that I would totally own Nick Rekieta. I'm not the greatest person at arguing. He's a lawyer. He's trained in this shit. He likes to do the couch his own words very carefully routine. He also has a major fan base that will probably take his side no matter what I say. And to be fair, I have said a lot of things about Nick Rekieta's fans. So it might not turn out well for me. But there'll always be that seed of doubt. Because people looking at this objectively will see who is right and who is wrong. And you can tell who's right and wrong by the results. Right now, the Vic Mignogna case, Vic Mignogna currently owes $200,000, $300,000 to the very SJWs he's suing. And he's trying to measure an appeal in court so they can redo the TCPA motion to dismiss. That seems like it's a lost cause. That seems like it's going to go down the toilet. And in fact, I'm going to say that probably will go down the toilet. And right now, as things stand, there's not really much grounds for an appeal.
I do not like to see and I'm very unhappy about. I hate that friends of mine are fighting. It's very uncomfortable. And yeah, but they are. What do you do? What do you do other than be their friends? Like, I'm not going to... Stop.
Nick, those guys aren't your friends. They're YouTubers. They're in it for money. They're for-profit people that want to make cash, and that's about it. Or at least Ethan Van Sciver is. Doug Ten-Nepal, I will say for the record, I don't really have a big issue with Doug Ten-Nepal, to be honest. He may have done some things, said some things that are spurgy or cringy or whatever. He may have done some things that were kind of stupid, and maybe he's overcharging for his Earthworm Jim project, but I don't think he's a scammer. I don't think he's done anything that makes him a piece of shit or anything like that. And I guess there's aspects of the guy that I kind of like. So I shouldn't be too hard on Doug TenNapel. But nonetheless, neither Doug nor Ethan Van Sciver are personal friends of Nick Rekieta. That's just for show. Nick's friends, quote unquote, except for like maybe someone he knows in his personal life like Drexel, they're just people on the internet trying to gain fame and money. That's what it's about. That's what these facades are for. So this narrative he's pushing that, oh, I gotta stick by and stand by my friends. Nick, you don't owe them anything. You just wanted content for your channel. There was controversy at the time between Ethan and Doug. That's why you brought Ethan on the show. That's all there is to it. It's about the money.
Here, this is my solution to Ethan and Doug. Stop it. No. Anyway, John Michael Kelly, though. John Michael Kelly,
Remember, guys, he doesn't care about me.
though, has not been on this stream despite practically begging. We're going to talk about another person who's been dying to come on this show in a little bit. But John Michael Kelly has been practically begging to come on the show for a very long time. He knows some secret about me. Oh, I think he figured out that I know Ty. I think John Michael Kelly figured out that I know Ty Beard, which is really... That was a landmark discovery. I don't know how he figured it out, but he did. He exposed that I know Ty. I mean,
Okay, so Nick's bullshitting here. The issue isn't that Nick knows Ty. The issue is that Nick and Ty Beard have been good friends for, according to Nick, I don't know if this was an offhanded remark or not, but the one time that Nick actually answered a question of mine, he said he knew Ty for about 10 years, and I'm willing to believe that. He is such good friends with him. But that isn't disclosed on the GoFundMe page now, is it? Right here. It says, you may have noticed a change to the beneficiary of the page, and then he goes on to talk about what the change that has happened. Before, the money was going to Nick Rekieta, or that's what it said on the GoFundMe, to be specific. Then Nick Rekieta updated the GoFundMe so to indicate that the money from the GoFundMe is going to Ty Beard. Now, why is this relevant? Well, Ty Beard, as everyone knows, is Vic Mignogna's lawyer. Vic Mignogna's lawyer is good friends with Nick Rekieta, and this was not disclosed at all. What also wasn't disclosed is that Ty Beard has a financial interest in Nick Rekieta's life, in that he is the family estate attorney. And this is the last will and testament of Nick Rekieta's grandfather, Lewis Walter Owen, and it goes on to identify more stuff. I'll include a link to this in the description, and wouldn't you know it, right at the bottom here, Ty Beard was made the executor. This wasn't at all disclosed on the GoFundMe page. Despite all of Nick's talk about go read the GoFundMe page, everything's in the up and up, there's no disclosure whatsoever that Nick Rekieta and Ty Beard have been great friends. Now, why is this relevant? Who cares about a disclosure, right? Well, the relevant thing is that Ty Beard has no experience whatsoever with any kind of defamation case at all. He doesn't. His law firm has no experience with it that we know of. There's been no proof that they ever did anything with it. And that's really weird that Nick Rekieta recommended his personal friend to get all that money when ultimately he did a shit job. An extremely shit job, an embarrassing job. That's what happened. So the question becomes, did Nick Rekieta select Ty Beard because of his personal connection with him rather than any kind of credentials? Did Nick Rekieta consult a lawyer before recommending Vic Mignogna's lawyer? Because the smart thing about lawyers is that they tend to have lawyers they consult and talk to who will tell them what to do. Maybe Ty Beard is Nick Rekieta's lawyer. I don't know that. It might be the case, it might not be. But we can't discount that because they're such good, tight, close friends. It very well could be, we don't know, and again, there's nothing about that listed. Zero transparency, and yet he wants to say, Nick Rekieta wants to go on the record saying that all this is a non-issue. But he never, ever, ever goes into details. He never, ever answers these questions. He always ignores them. He always focuses on something else instead. He deflects. He excludes what everyone else has to say. His moderators mute people in the chat, which I'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, that's why that's relevant.
Despite me taking pictures prior to the lawsuit being filed, taking pictures hanging out with Ty. It was at my cousin's wedding. But you know, that's just, you know, he figured it out. I don't know how he could have possibly done it, you know. Ty came on the show and we talked about all this stuff. I don't know how he figured it out, but he did. Today, should I just find this?
And here comes the good part.
Let me find this. Where are, oh my goodness. Just find this real quick. We'll bring this up on the screen. All is okay. I know this is weird. Just a second. I don't have access to my normal thing. All right.
Boomer moment. But I have no room to talk. I started the stream out like 5 times, so we'll forgive Nick for that.
This should be showing you it. Okay. So I'm just harmlessly perusing the internet.
Did you guys notice that pause there? Let me just go back a bit.
Access to my normal thing. All right. This should be showing you it. Okay. So I'm just harmlessly perusing the internet, Twitter, innocently, and I come across a tweet from
Is it just me, or does this sound rehearsed? Like Nick went over this in his head, choosing his words very, very carefully over and over again to try and push this kind of bullshit. If you have, make up your own mind of that. Just a thought I had. Let's keep going.
Jim. Well, not Jim. Jim's friend, Mr. Anti-Bully. People brought up Rekieta and someone he was arguing with getting outed for weird stuff. No, Jim language. Anyone have links to what that was about? Gator had a handy post that I hadn't seen here.
A handy post, guys.
And it says, Thidran's former best friend John Kelly, who has been going at Rekieta and Vic supporters and passive-aggressively trying to get your attention for months, got outed by Spectre and Kiwi Farms for posting about touching his kid sister on a pedo forum. And let's, here we actually have the screenshot because it always helps to have the receipts.
Notice how he couches this. It always helps to have the receipts. He keeps wording this in such a way where this is credible evidence, which is why when I said he presented it as credible evidence, that's what he did. You could tell by the way his mannerisms, the way he's talking about it, the way he's going into it, the way he's talking about how people apparently researched this, how people went into this. And the thing is, if you watch the video I did about this shit, this screenshot is fake. I never made the post. This is all bullshit. The website doesn't exist. There's no indication the forum exists, and there's nothing that links me to that post other than a similarity between two screen names. That's it. That's what they're going with. Someone DM'd Spectre a screenshot, and Spectre just ran with it. Sorry, Spectre, you got taken for a ride. But here's the thing. People want to say that Nick Rekieta's involvement with this is no big deal. He was just He was just sharing it, guys. He was just spreading those smears around. Oh, wait, no, that doesn't make sense. He was just spreading the fake evidence, but he didn't verify it, guys, so that makes it... No, wait, that's actually kind of worse. Let's keep going. Let's keep listening to this.
Oh, it's not letting me zoom in more than this on the actual picture. How annoying is that? I hate everything about this, but okay, I'll read it. It's in really tiny print. I hope you guys can see it, but it says, I don't want to go into too much detail right now, but a few years ago, I ended up doing something I am ashamed of with my younger sister. I don't know if she remembers it, and I'm afraid that she'll tell my parents. It was a moment of weakness, and we were both young. This is allegedly John Michael Kelly. I want to point this out. This is allegedly John Michael Kelly. Both of us were under 16, and she was younger than me by a bit. By a bit. Not sure what the bit is. I'm sure she's still the same bit younger than him that she was. I was curious. I want to seek help because I've been feeling something else over the past few weeks thinking about her, and I'm scared of what this could mean. That is allegedly the account of John Michael Kelly. Spectre has done a video on it here.
Notice the doe-eyed expressions. Notice the way that his mannerisms, the way he talks. Like, oh, look at this, guys. Oh, isn't that interesting? Jim was tweeting about this, and Gator responded to it. And look, there's a video by Spectre. Oh my gosh. Oh, I wonder what this could be.
I'm not going to watch the whole video. I have no idea what it says, but it's John Michael Kelly's chickens come home to roost.
So, wait a minute. Just keep that in mind. I haven't watched this video. I don't know what's in it. And he's clicking on it, showing his audience, talking about it. This is really weird to me. Is this weird to anyone else?
So if you guys want to check out Spectre Speaks video, you can see here what he has to say about it. I can put the link in the... Maybe I should put the link in the description. Try and remember.
No call to action, guys. There's no call to action here.
I'm going to do that real quick. Spectre's video on JMK. There you go. That is saved. All right. So if you guys want to check out Spectre's video, go do so after this show or during, however you roll is cool. But that's that.
Okay, Medicare Fembot says there wasn't a call to action. Let's go back a bit.
Spectre's video, go do so after this show or during, however you...
Did you hear that? Did you get that? Go watch Spectre's video or during.
You roll is cool. But that's that.
No, it doesn't matter that he said if you want. That's the spin. Because he clearly wants people to check it out. Which is why he's talking about it. It's why he's reading off the title of it. And it's why he's putting it in this video description. If you believe, okay, it's just left as an option. No, it doesn't matter that it's left as an option because he's putting that suggestion out there. It doesn't matter that he's not literally giving orders. This is 5-year-old logic, the same kind of logic that Tonkasaw and Sargon would use.
And here I was making fun of a fat whale all day. And that much more interesting thing was going on.
Much more interesting thing. Remember, this is based on a screenshot that he just happened to find on Twitter, and he's putting a video that he didn't watch or verify, he didn't check the veracity of anything, and he's putting it in there, promoting it, endorsing it, spreading it. That's what this is about. That's next thing, and he's going ahead, and he's trying to play coy about what his actions are. And you can hear it in the inflection of his voice. There's no doubt about this.
So that's So I don't know about that. I don't know about this. Now, Gator has since clarified that part of the way they know that that's JMK is that the user.
Did you catch that? He slipped again. Back a bit. Right here.
I don't know about that. I don't know about this. Now, Gator has since clarified that part of the way they know that that's JMK is that the user.
Part of the way they know that that is JMK. I mean, not how they think they know, not, oh, maybe this is the case, but flat out saying, oh, well, they know it's the case. Little Freudian slip there, Nick. Yeah, you slipped up. Thought you're clever. You're not.
Username on the forum matches the username on his YouTube channel. They're the same, and they're not like, it's not a common username. It's not like Bill or something, right? And it's not John Michael Kelly or anything like that. It's a unique string. So you guys can check that out if you want and make up your own mind. Seems like John Kelly went really quiet a little while ago. I don't know exactly.
You know, this is the ironic thing about that. I did go quiet for a while. I was done with this shit. I was just going to go ahead, pack my bags, and say, okay, you know what? The streamer shit isn't for me. I'd reached that point. But then we get these people come along, and they're spreading these smears, these allegations around. They're going ahead, cooking up fake evidence, and then they're playing the blame ball game where they aren't taking responsibility for it. They throw responsibility at Spectre. Spectre waffles responsibility, etc. This is what these people do. This is the exact same behavior type as the skeptics. Do you guys remember that? How, oh, I didn't dox them, she did. I didn't dox them, they did. Oh, I didn't report the stream, Habib did. That sort of shit. I remember that. How is this any different than that? It's exactly the same.
Exactly why. There's some theories about why, but you know, they're just theories. So I don't know if he's spoken up since, but whew, interesting people we run into in these dark times.
Yes, interesting people we run into these dark times. But how is this at all interesting if you don't know anything about the situation? Here's the thing. I think this could be interpreted in one of two ways of what Nick did here. Either Nick straight up lied. Like, okay, so the first possibility is Nick's telling the truth when he didn't fact check the video at all. In which case, he's a piece of shit because he's going about spreading these allegations, making them seem credible, making them seem like this is of public concern and interest, making it seem like this is something that his audience should go and watch, even though he didn't watch it himself. And on top of that, he's saying by the end of it, he's saying, oh, well, and on top of that, but on the other hand, sorry, I jumbled my words there, spaghetti moment. On the other hand, I think that Nick just lied. I think he knew the video was, I think he was aware the video existed. I think that he went ahead and watched it. I think he knew what the video contained. He didn't want to play it because there was holes in the story in the original video. And he just wanted an excuse to promote it without having the responsibility of fact checking it, of verifying anything. So that way nobody could say, oh, well, he didn't do anything wrong. He just shared a link to a video. What's wrong with that? This is the 5-year-old kind of excuse and nonsense of someone who doesn't want any responsibility for anything. All right. So let's go back here.
Edit little clips of videos and take them out of context. You can do that all day. We'll never
Nick, I never take you out of context, ever. And you can quote me as saying that.
change the fact. The video's still up, and you can go look at it. And you can go listen to what I said. Now,
we did, Nick. We know you're full of shit. We know that you're not being honest here. We can see through this veil. It's not. This isn't a good defense, Nick, at all.
now, get fucked.
All right, so that was Nick saying a cuss word apparently in front of his child. Not a good look in my opinion, but, you know, things like that happen. So, Let's move over to a few minutes later because he has to get up and get back. All right, here's good.
Anyways, dear Christ, have any of you guys had cancer? Because I think what I have is worse.
Remember, guys, he's not bothered by this. He doesn't care. This doesn't affect him in any way. He is totally in a cloud all above there, all above all the people who disagree with him, and descends on the populace to tell them the wonders of the Lord and Savior Vic Mignogna. This guy.
Okay. Discord DMs? What about now?
Wait, who's DMing Nick? Huh. You have 3 guesses. Most of you already know who it is, but this is what you've all been waiting for, so let's get into it.
Hold on. All right. Since this is a topic, I'm gonna bring on someone that John Michael Kelly is mad at as me by proxy, or he's mad at this person through me by proxies.
No, I'm mad at both. If you want to say who's mad here, yeah, I am upset at both of you. I think both of you are pieces of shit for very similar reasons. But there's no proxies involved with that. You're both disgusting garbage.
So we're gonna take 5 minutes. This is a Saturday show. We'll take 5 minutes or so, and we'll let this. Give me just a second to get this set up. Oh wait, we could just do it by audio. I don't have to. Okay. All right, 1 second here. Perception check says JMK is the herpes of the YouTube world. Once you catch him, you can't get rid of him.
Doesn't care, guys.
Bring on Spectre here, and we'll make sure the audio is coming through. Hey, man.
Hello.
Holy shit!
All right.
Hold on. 1 second.
Oh, it's Spectre. Wow, it just suddenly DM'd him all of a sudden and wants to come on the show. Let's see what he have to say. Let's hear what he has to say.
I gotta make sure your levels are good.
Okay.
Okay, you should be somewhere near me now. All right. So what's up, man?
All right. So I'm just going to address this motherfucker because apparently he has less brain cells going than a 50-year-old alcoholic who's drank 10 beers a day for the last 20 years.
Spectre, your shit talking is so weak. Come on, man.
Motherfucker, you're pissed at me because I put it out there. I could have thrown this out there a lot sooner and just said, hey, run with it, have fun. I could have done a lot of things differently. Some better, some worse. You're pissed at Nick because Nick wouldn't give you the time of day. I told you exactly why he wouldn't. He doesn't know who the fuck you are. The only thing you could do is sound dumber than T. Greg Doucette when you were trying to say you're guilty of fucking wire fraud. You should have me on because I'm a
Epic burns, guys. Epic burns.
detractor. John, no one knows who the fuck you are. Even
Still
when
don't.
Gamergate revolts. Exactly. Even when Gamergate Revolt members were
Wait, what did he just say? Let's go back.
Gamergate Revolt. You're guilty of fucking wire fraud. You should have me on because I'm a detractor. On a lot of things differently, some better, some worse. You're pissed at Nick because Nick wouldn't give you the time of day. I told you exactly why he wouldn't. He doesn't know who the fuck you are. The only thing you could do is sound dumber than T. Greg Doucette when you were trying to say you're guilty of fucking wire fraud. You should have me on because I'm a detractor. John, no one knows who the fuck you are. Even
Still
when
don't.
Gamergate Revolt, exactly. Even when Gamergate Revolt members were
Gamergate Revolt members? He does realize that Gamergate Revolt was an image board on 8chan. There's no members of an image board. Everyone's an N on there. That's how that works.
trying to distance themselves from the stupid shit that people like Seattle for Truth are doing, you never got a fucking mention. And why? Because nobody...
Oh no. Oh no. Nobody's going to remember me from Gamergate. Oh fuck. What am I going to do with myself?
wanted to be associated with you. Your parents don't want to be associated with you. No one wants to be associated with a 30-year-old college dropout who still works at fucking McDonald's and lives in his mother's basement.
Wait, what? I never worked at McDonald's. Where do you get that idea from?
No one. The only fucking thing you've managed to do is piss everyone off. And you've shown you have no morals. You tried to be...
Oh, I'm the one without morals. Oh, okay, Spectre. You were the one who put out, what was it, like, over an hour's worth of content on how I'm a terrible person who did all these terrible things, including the accusation that I'm an incestuous pedophile that you repeated over and over again. Videos that you made, and then, well, we'll get into that.
Right wing. Now you're going for the leftists trying to be part of Kick Vic. Kick Vic. Oh.
Okay, this is bullshit. Like, just because I agree with some people who are quote unquote Kick Vic, which at this point can refer to anyone that isn't specifically part of the Church of Vic Mignogna, doesn't mean that I'm a leftist all of a sudden. Because I believe that this case has no merit, that the things that were said about Vic weren't defamatory, that doesn't make me a part of quote unquote Kick Vic. There is no like Kick Vic club that everyone goes to every weekend and has a cookout. This is ridiculous logic and absurd kind of tribalism that he came up with.
Look at me. I'm managing to sound dumber than T. Greg Doucette. Look at me. I'm just so stupid. We know you're dumb. You're a fucking coward. You reported my...
I'm a coward? Spectre, I know you're listening. You denied coming on here multiple times. The only way that I was able to actually confront you directly was when Earjuice had you on a stream and Earjuice decided to have both sides of the story rather than just listening to one. I had extended this invitation and offered you to come on here and give your side of things over and over again. In fact, when someone was attacking your character and your name, I let you on my stream. That happened way before all this, earlier back in 2019. Remember? Geek Thulu was talking some shit about you that, you know what, looking back at the story, given how Geek Thulu was, you're branding Geek Thulu as a pedophile, as a quote-unquote joke, I probably shouldn't have done that. But I did. I extended that offer to you. You came on here, you said your piece. And there was 50 viewers on here, and I'm sure that stream got a lot more views in post. But no, apparently, I'm the coward. Even though we've been at my tail for months, going ahead, talking shit in Nick's little hug box, going on Twitter, going off and saying all these things, and he doesn't bother to come here. What a joke.
My Discord claiming that I doxed you. I didn't dox you. You never...
Oh, Nick. Oh, okay, so Spectre's denying that he doxed me? Let me see here. Give me a second. You want a receipt on that? I'll give you a receipt on that. Okay, here we go. This is from Nick Rekieta's Discord server. Here he is talking mad shit about me. He was spreading a whole lot of lies before that. He's literally hopped off the dick of every IBS personality, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes on about the allegations made against Nick being a grifter, which he is, and a scam artist, which, no shit, yes he is. And then he goes on to talk about allegations in my past, most of which are just lies. And then he goes over here to say his docs were placed on, and then he tells everyone where to check out the docs. Oh, I didn't dox anyone. And after this, he gives a direct link to the docs on Nick Rekieta's Discord server, which that's still there for anyone listening to this. People share doxes in Nick Rekieta's Discord server all the time to fuck with people. They gather docs, they spread docs, they publish it. This has all been covered in my material before. People just didn't listen. And you know another group of people that loves to play the white hats and like, we're the good guys, we're fighting the SJWs? The skeptics again. Everything these people do is just social justice warrior tactics at the end of the day. The things that they're bitching about is the same caricatures that they accuse of. This is the reality of the situation. And it's sad. It's pathetic. What are you doing?
You never popped up at all. You are going after Nick. You reported my Twitter because you want to get rid of the fact that you're a homophobic bigot, an actual individual who called Nick's mod Keck and I'm going to use his language here, a faggot when he...
Oh, okay, so I call people faggots. Oh well. If anyone knows me, I am not a politically correct person. I have used politically correct language for years now, publicly. Like, this is nothing new. You can go back and watch my earlier streams. I say worse than that. And as far as like Spectre's, let's see. Here we go. And as far as Spectre going off about how we shouldn't be calling people faggots, let's listen to this.
We'll go ahead and go into the VC. We're taking a hell of a lot of call-ins here right now. We're going to go ahead, go inside, see what these people have to say.
The majority didn't say no. They said not just no, but fuck no. That was the official. So, like that's the entire thing. I will say right now, I'm not going to go on his show because why would I? You saw what he was like here. Why would I want to be on a show with him?
I already know because he's been on
right.
my main Discord.
The fact that he literally refused Spectre to literally, I don't know, come on the voice call or something.
Damn. I was promoting that. Like, we are neutral.
Right, he's been a hypocrite. That's been a degenerate.
But that's the thing. Is like I have no problems being on a neutral platform with the guy and calling him a fucking faggot to his face.
Oops. I guess Spectre's a homophobe now. Oh well. Guess. Okay, it gets better though. Let's listen to this some more.
He joined your server.
That's very homophobic of you, John. Very homophobic.
Right?
Oh, my.
Oh wow, those crocodile tears Nick is shedding. I believe that Nick says "sue me, faggot" as one of his catchphrases somewhere. I don't know. It's in Earjuice's video, which I've linked in the description.
Isn't that weird? But Kick Vic took you in. It's so weird.
Oh yes, I was out in the cold all alone, and I couldn't find any help or support. And at the end of the tunnel, down the street, as I went down, there was the house of Kick Vic, and then I got to shake the hands of Greg Touchette, who opened the door, welcomed me in. I got to talk to Renfamous and all the other characters. Oh yeah, I feel so welcome now. What is this guy on? Like seriously, like. I'm pretty sure that Kick Vic would absolutely hates my guts for a lot of things, or just strongly or vehemently disagrees with me. I remember one guy calling me like a Stalin because I agree with them on some points, but was not a politically correct person and opposed degeneracy. I remember JL Montello like tweeting at me that obviously we don't politically disagree, but we agree on this issue of Vic. Like, that's the thing. People can have political disagreements and then agree on other matters. Like, I don't get what's within these people's heads once they go full tribalistic, or that doesn't comprehend. And it's just silly to think or view the world that way. Just because I disagree with someone politically doesn't mean that I won't be able to agree with them on anything else. So dumb.
Kick Vic, the ones who say that I stand with Vic and Nick are homophobic bigots. They brought you in. And what do? You sit there like a goddamn retard, and every time you type, you can hear the drool slapping against your fucking keyboard like a waterfall. Did you remember to put on your water wings?
Did they say I'm homophobic? I love the gays.
Oh yeah. You're
based on red pill, Nick Rekieta.
You're homophobic, and but the point of the matter is you're pissed at me for this. But guess what? I got an answer to my FOIA. Or one of the FOIAs.
Wait a minute. Oh, okay, this is gonna be rich. All right, let's listen more of this.
And it's a jumbled hodgepodge with 3 contradictory answers. Now I've requested clarification, but guess what? It's been met. I'm putting the videos back up tonight, bitch. Uh-oh. So you thought you got a...
Wait a minute, what? That's funny to me, because for those of you with good enough memories, you'll know that's weird. And we'll go through why in a moment.
Reprieve, I'm just going to put him back up. Let's see what happens. I don't really care at this point. And I want to just make this very clear.
Well, what does he mean by this? Well, let's go ahead and look. Because I got the image here. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is a post that Spectre made, and he shared on his Twitter on Kiwi Farms. Or to clarify that, this is a post Spectre made on Kiwi Farms, and then he shared to Twitter. I'm going to cover something that happened today, and I'm going to apologize in advance if it seems like wishy-washy or not clear. Under legal advice, it is being done this way. Over the weekend, that would be the weekend I uploaded my video blowing the fuck out of Spectre on every single one of his points. I was informed by my friend in the Boston field office that 2 agents would be visiting me today to talk over the stuff that I had provided in the JMK videos. Oh, big sources, guys. He's got FBI contacts knocking on his door. To cover my ass, I am a firm believer in doing so. So I had my lawyer present. He had to bring his lawyer. This is a totally true story that I'm absolutely compelled to believe. The agents were cordial and nice, and explained a few things to me that I can't repeat due to paperwork I signed at the time. Whoa, this is some tough shit guy. He had to go place himself under an NDA. They requested that I take down my videos on the subject. After I said that would go against my position and make me appear to be covering my ass because of defamation and the like, they said that this was immaterial, and they were only asking to begin with because I was in no way a suspect in anything. Yeah, I totally believe this is a true story that actually happened, of course. However, they did show me a court order allowing them to take my electronics and go through them, as I may have material information. I know that sounds what that sounds like, and any inference is yours alone. I am not saying anything beyond that. Then I agreed to do so under one condition. If my FOIA remains unanswered by May 1st, I'll be allowed to put the videos back up. I have that agreement signed by the head agent, and my attorney is keeping it at the moment in her office. This doesn't happen, guys. When you send a FOIA request, the FBI isn't going to come knocking on your door questioning you about openly exercising your right to free speech. You need a warrant for this kind of shit. And it would be a case where they have a court order. There wouldn't be a negotiation with the attorney. They would come in, show the warrant, and take the electronics away. This story on this face is absolutely absurd and ridiculous, but it gets worse. Some things they show me, again, NDA, confirms some suspicions, but now I have a few questions. Wait, why is the FBI going to go to some ex-military guy who has no experience in law enforcement whatsoever and just sits at home all day playing video games about any criminal matter whatsoever? Like someone posted in chat 6D chess. This is like quadrillion dimensional chess that a human mind cannot begin to comprehend or begin to assign a value of a number on. Suffice it to say, this is not as simple as it first sounded, and even the FOIA may have asked the right questions. And even the FOIA may not have asked the right questions. If I file a new one asking for anything related to what I was shown, then our agreement is off. They will officially serve me with order and take my electronics, as they will consider it a breach of the papers I signed governing the disclosure of what I saw. I am hamstringed, but hopefully this will provide a lot more information on all this. Super secret agent Spectre sacrificing his image for the good fight to investigate Kick Vic. Any further messages I may want to put out on this matter will have to be looked over by my attorney first to make sure I don't screw anything up. Really? Really now? And for the record, no, JMK did not call the cops or the FBI or try to swamp me. This was something not exactly routine. It was triggered by having my friend hand-deliver the FOIA request, apparently. That's not how you send a FOIA request. You email them. You state what you want, you state what you're looking into, what information you want to have, and you ask for a waiver of the fee, etc. That's how that works. You can go to the FBI's website and look it up. I personally once sent an FOIA request to the FBI. Turned up with nothing. That's how it's done. You don't hand deliver it to somebody. You don't have the FBI come knocking on their door for exercising your right to request information. This is absurd and ridiculous and should just be laughed at, frankly. But here's the thing. It's not even making sense in the internal consistency in Spectre's narrative now. Because now he's just releasing the videos because apparently they responded to his FOIA request? Are you kidding me? That is such bullshit. That makes no sense. Like, you went through all these NDAs, all this paperwork and stuff like that. Like, and the other thing is, wouldn't you have to delete the videos, not just unprivate them? This is absurd. This is ridiculous. I can't. I just can't even.
I apologize for the way I put it out. Not putting it out there because you're a fucking snake that as soon as shit gets too much for you, you're going to slither back under your fucking rock and try and...
Okay, so Spectre keeps on bringing up this idea that I'm slithering under a rock like I'm some snake. Why would you care? If I go away, I disappear, I'm not involved with this, I'm not making Nick Rekieta spurg out and make himself look like a dipshit, wouldn't that be a good thing? Wouldn't it be better for you guys if I was just to up and disappear? To me personally, that would seem to be a good trade-off. I wouldn't have to look at this shit, and you guys can do whatever the fuck you want. So, why are you going out of your way from preventing me from doing that? Again, Spectre just is like this gay op mastermind that just plots and plots and plots at home, and I know for certain he's doing this to other people. That's why he's DMing Nick Rekieta, who has him on speed dial so he can go on his show right away. Let's keep going.
Make it so that nobody remembers you. Well, you don't have to do that because even if you don't slither under that rock, nobody's going to remember you. The best thing for you to do would be to shut up and fuck off. But no, you don't. So here's what I'll do. I'll apologize.
Wait, is he threatening to apologize? Well, let's keep listening.
I'll apologize the minute you apologize for the gay ops for accusing Nick of
I don't do gay ops, Spectre. That's your department.
Wire fraud, a federal felony.
Yeah, about the wire fraud thing, I don't believe I've ever said on this channel that Nick is definitely guilty of wire fraud. I said it's a possibility based on the certain things Vic Mignogna and Ty Beard have said. Now, to be fair here, I did overstate on Twitter in like a heated argument that Nick Rekieta is definitely guilty of wire fraud. Mea culpa. Everyone makes mistakes, especially when you're on Twitter, talking back and forth through several different people, which, to be perfectly honest, is not a good idea. I fucked that up, so yeah, I'll take the L on that one.
Felony of accusing Nick of being Vic Mignogna's legal counsel.
About the legal counsel thing, look, if you want to correct me on my technicalities of mistaking what it means to be someone's legal counsel, fair enough. You can go ahead and do that. A lot of people, including people who would be called Kick Vic, have made this point, that the case is overstated. However, what's not overstated is that Nick Rekieta was gathering intel on his paid-to-access Discord server in a channel that he wanted everyone to keep hush-hush about, but, I had access to it, so whoops. And he went ahead, took that information, and was giving Ty Beard advice on where to go with legal matters concerning Vic Mignogna. This means that 100%, whenever Nick Rekieta says that he has 0% involvement with the case, he's lying. That was the point of that, and I firmly stand by that.
An actual sanctionable, something that's sanctionable, he could put his law license in jeopardy, accusing me of...
Wouldn't the world be so much of a worse place if Nick Rekieta lost his law license? Aw.
Aiding and abetting wire fraud, also a federal felony.
Wait, I never accused you of being involved with wire fraud, Spectre. What are you doing?
Accusing him of aiding and abetting. Not for being the other word, because he totally is that, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, wait a minute. Keck didn't aid and abet wire fraud.
Oh, not being the other word, like Spectre has any qualms about someone calling someone else over the internet a faggot.
it says right in the description of the GoFundMe that it will go to a Dallas area battered women's shelter, and that's what Keck is. Keck is a Dallas area battered women's shelter.
This is fair.
It's going to
fair.
Keck.
He does act.
I don't get this joke. Why are these guys shitting on Keck? Like, is it because Keck has been in my Discord server for months and I'm on good terms with him? I don't get it. Keck is an admin for Nick Rekieta's Discord server. He deserves more respect than this, to be honest.
Like one sometimes. But anyways, I'll apologize after you do all that. After you apologize for accusing us of running of being in a doxing server, of Nick running the doxing server.
No, Spectre, I'm not apologizing for that, because that's exactly what's going on. It's a doxing server because doxing is allowed and even encouraged in certain cases. And it occurs and it happens. Keck has come on my show and confirmed that, yeah, doxing is allowed. We don't ban people for doxing. And Nick Rekieta has benefited personally from the fruits of their labor. So yeah, it's a doxing server. Sorry, pal. That's how that works. We're not playing these games of semantics of like, oh, well, it's not because of, we're the good guys. You're not the good guys. You do this kind of gay op shit all the time, as my previous material covers.
I'll apologize for you taking shit out of context to paint myself, Nick, other people in the I Stand With Vic sphere, if you want to call it, felons, aiding and abetting, doxers, etc.
Oh, man. Again, always with the out of context. That's just a dumb throwaway line you use to deflect any kind of criticism you have. Like, it's just so bullshit. If you want to show something, if you want to prove to me that I took something out of context, actually show it and actually understand what it is that I'm pointing out in the screenshots you're showing.
Because the only motherfucker over the many years that you've been known about in whatever twisted little world that you live in, who's been known for all of that, is you. And you can try and sit there and tell us that we're the problem. No, motherfucker. People like you are the problem. You could fuck off, die, and nobody would miss you. God, in Minecraft, of course.
In Minecraft, guys. That joke is so old. Stop using it, man. Okay, but here's the funny thing about Spectre threatening to apologize. Spectre saying, I'm totally going to apologize if you do X, Y, and Z. He already apologized. That's right, Spectre admitted what I did was fucked up, I shouldn't have done it, and it was wrong. He even said to Earjuice, and I've included Earjuice's video in the description here, I don't agree with everything Earjuice said, but when he's his points against Spectre, I do agree with. Like, I would say it like 99 to 100%. So, let's take a look at that apology real quick. Here it is. So I'm going to put, this is again from Kiwi Farms, someone sent this to me, I'm going to read it over. So I'm going to put this here since it's Weeb War related, and I'm threatened from the, I'm thread banned from the JMK thread. Since I have fucked up publicly, it's only proper to apologize publicly. My first fuck up was in the wording of my JMK videos. I made it seem like I had definitive proof that JMK is a pedophile. And rewatching them and listening to them, I can understand what people are upset over. It was never my intention, and in fact on Nick's server I was constantly telling people that they were just allegations. Just allegations, bro. That he had made the post, and that he had been touching his sister. I even got pissed at Karuno for sending it to Jim and Yellow Flash. You weren't pissed at that? I don't believe that for 1 minute. Simply because I didn't have enough evidence to confirm it. And I knew Jim especially would want my ducks lined up in a row before he'd even cover it. Jim, do a video on John Kelly. Does that remind you of anything? Does that remind you of like a certain group of people that are going and begging Jim? Like, Kraut and his friends begging Jim to do a video on JF to the point where Jim was like, fuck you, I'm never doing a video on JF. Yeah, that worked out so well then, didn't it? It was simply an interesting piece, and one I should have made more clear that I didn't have direct proof he even made the post. No, Spectre, this apology is kind of like, he gets partial credit for admitting he's fucked up here, although, actually no, he gets zero credit at this point because he took the apology back. But this apology itself is half-assed. If you don't have direct proof, it goes against your own stance that you don't want to spread unsubstantiated rumors around the internet. You said that in your video on me. It's right there. People can listen to it. So no, it's not just that you were saying this is definitive proof. It's that you sent this evidence that was fake that you could not confirm as credible evidence in the first place. That's the problem. So this apology, taken back as it is, even if it wasn't taken back, is still half-assed. My second fuck-up was in presentation. Normally, I do a script that I proofread 3 times before I boot up Audacity, just to make sure that my wording is precise, and I'm conveying the proper message in the proper way. For the first video, I didn't. I simply took the screenshot, took the Kiwi Farms thread linking the UJ Data's name to John, and ran with it. In no way was it precise. Really, Spectre, in no way it was precise. This is Nick Rekieta's source, by the way. Just keep in mind as I keep reading this. Earjuice's statements afterwards that I needed proof were aimed at linking the accounts, and only after the stream did he say he meant proof that he had made the post. Obviously, I don't have that, and with a literal helmet-wearing Tar chimping out because he's always second chair to others didn't help anything. Though to me, especially in my flu medicine-induced mindset. Guys, I was in a bad place. That's why I did it. I was sick, guys. You gotta give me some slack. It was impossible to get any of that to begin with on Earjuice's show. EJ and I had sorted this shit out. We see where we each is coming from, so there's no hard feelings, at least on my end, though it seems like it's the same on his as well. Oh, well, I think that's certainly changed by now, because you didn't learn your lesson. My intention was to put this out there and then follow it up in a few months when I got a response to my FOIA. Some people have said, why didn't you wait? And quite frankly, my thinking was that I wouldn't get anything, directly proving JMK made the post. My FOIA was specifically tailored to the website's existence, as if it was taken down by the feds. That's probably all I'd get. Spectre, you're jumping the gun, you're jumping the conclusions. The website, as far as I can tell, as far as anyone's been able to look into this, did not even exist. If there's any proof that it exists, I'd like to see it. I've looked in every single Whois, I've searched Reddit, I've searched Twitter. There's no links or anywhere to it. Okay, oh man, I lost my place. JMK has a habit of causing shit. Oh, okay, guilty as charged. Then slinking back under the rock he slithered out of back into obscurity like he did with GG and GG Revolt. This time, feeling I had some decent evidence, I didn't want to give him that chance to do so. The whole point was to make it clear I knew of the accusations, and make them public with the further stipulation they were just that, and I was looking into it. I pushed it further, and I let it slip into Kiwi Farms. That's my fuck up. So right here, Spectre acknowledges that the whole wellspring from which this comes from, this whole smear campaign against me, it all stems from him being politically motivated to retaliate against me because I have a different opinion and I annoyed people and I made them mad. Does this justify saying something as horrible as to call someone a child molester like that? It's just messed up. Not that this will in any way excuse my actions. Oh boy, that line right here, that sentence fragment, that went away quickly. But I'd also remind John that he has accused Nick of committing wire fraud regarding the GoFundMe, a federal crime, and acting as a legal counsel for Vic while publicly claiming otherwise, sanctionable conduct that could lead to a suspension or a revocation of Nick's law license. You know what? You got me, Spectre. I got contacts deep inside the judiciary system that would end this whole man's career. Just, I don't get this guy. He's accused me of aiding and abetting the wire fraud by defending Nick. Oh, that's what you mean. Well, I mean, you're defending Nick's conduct and his actions. Yeah, you're guilty of that for sure. But as I said, I don't have any direct evidence to suggest that Nick's committed wire fraud. I've stated that the few times I have said that, it was an overstatement, and it was in the middle of a Twitter argument where things get out of hand. It wasn't on my show as far as I remember, and frankly, as far as that goes, there is some evidence. Again, there's some circumstantial evidence to suggest that might be going on, but it's not definitive. I just want to make that clear. So, okay. He's accused Keck of the same thing. He's accused Nick of running a doxing server. Proven. That was being used for intimidation harassment purposes. Proven. And has accused myself and others of doing the same thing. And proven. Those are crimes he's accused of us. Doxing isn't a crime. And yet he won't apologize to us, despite the fact that when context is provided for anything he claims, it blows him the fuck out of the water. It never did, Spectre, and it never will. As for my presence on Earjuice's show, I originally had no intention of going on, mainly because I wasn't feeling well. By the way, that was a total shit show, and it made Spectre look bad. Really bad. I think I'll, you know what, I will provide a link to that as well, because it just shows what a lying piece of shit this guy is. It exposes him directly. I might actually have someone who's on that stream on. I don't know if he's awake. If he wants on, and he knows who, and he can just type in the YouTube chat or just ping me on Discord. Either one works. Okay, yeah, I see you in the chat, Hef. Yeah, I'll bring you on after I read this. As for my presence on Earjuice's show, okay, yeah, let's see. I originally had no intention of going on, mainly because I wasn't feeling well, and I wasn't sure I could stick to the very narrow things I could talk about after my visit Monday. I'm not an IBS personality. That's for damn sure, by any stretch of the imagination. I don't yell, I don't chimp out, I'm not entertaining in the least. Oh man! Did he proofread this? Because he didn't have to include that. I think he owned himself. In the least for that type of content. I'm far too subdued and try to be rational. Hef is a Z-list IBS personality who's simply been an attack dog for larger YouTubers like Cognitive... What? Okay. That is bullshit. I mean, yeah, I think I may have criticized Hef in the past, but this is not what Hef does. Hef is not anyone's lapdog. He's just a guy on the internet who has an opinion, and he has a mouth. That's it. And I don't think he does, like, he ripped Cognitive Thought to shreds on one of Cog's live streams. This is embarrassing. Like, why would he even say that? Oh, I know why, because he got blown the fuck out and he's salty. I knew that, and I knew that going in. Well, why did you go on the show if you thought you... Oh, man. I was expecting Earjuice to stick with what he had told me, that it was about JMK. Obviously, he had stuff ready to go after me, which is fine. It bothered me at the time. It doesn't now. Earjuice and I have hashed this out, as I said. I'll apologize to you all for my fuck-ups. I will apologize to JMK for the way I presented it. I will not apologize for making what I had public. There's the half-assery, guys, but now it's full assery. Now he's taken all this back. If I wanted to engage in a gay op, I would have put everything I received out there in August and said, have fun, JMK. I don't get this. He keeps on going back to August. He could have put it out in August. It does not matter if he put it out in August or November or any point in time, because the amount of evidence he had back then is the same amount of evidence that he has now. It's all bullshit. There is nothing proving anything for a post I never made. Or was I? None of what I have said absolves me of the way I handled this, and it took people on Nick's Discord explain it to me to understand. Now, hit me with the neg rates and shit on me. I deserve it for this shit. Empty words, all taken back because Spectre got to go shoot his mouth off on a live stream. This is amazing. Oh man. Okay, so I'm gonna have Hef on real quick so he can talk over certain things. Let's see. Hef, if you want on the show, join the pub on the server, and I'll let you on. In the meantime, while we wait, let me go back. Okay, let's see. Hef is there. All right. Hello, Hef. You're on the air.
All right. Okay, dude. So he got his FOIA back.
Apparently.
Within seconds of that $20 super chat coming in.
Apparently.
Within seconds. And I guess that NDA that's not an NDA no longer applies.
Apparently. This is the story according to Spectre.
And I don't have to eat my words because why?
Because apparently I don't know. That's a good question. Like, Spectre claims to have the FOIA information, but he doesn't show it. It's the one thing that would get him unthread banned from the JMK thread.
Why wouldn't he immediately post that? And why? First of all, he didn't get that fucking FOIA at the same moment that $20 super chat came through. If he got it, he would have been screaming it from the fucking rooftops. He would have been posting it as proof, at least to get back into that thread, if not to rub it in my fucking face or ear juices or anybody else that was shitting on him from that.
Agreed. It doesn't make any sense. I was about to talk about that. Continue.
But the FOIA comes back, right? He doesn't say shit about it. And what was it that he said? They gave him 3 different mutually exclusive non-responses.
Yeah, that's that was in the DMs that Earjuice shared in his video.
That's what he said on the Rekieta stream too.
Yeah,
I think.
Maybe I have to. I haven't finished listening to the Spectre Rekieta bit. I listened to it before the show, but I think he may have. I forget. Go ahead.
Off the top of my head, I think he said that they said that the information was deleted, that the information was moved to somewhere else, and that it doesn't exist and they're not looking into it.
Yeah. All 3 of those things.
All 3 of those things. And then he goes on to say that they basically told him to fuck off.
Yeah, I believe so. Let me get those DMs actually. I got them here. I can show them on screen. I'll actually post them in the Discord as well. Okay, let me just get those up. Oh, okay, they're appearing on screen. Good.
Wait, go back to the other one. They gave me. I have 3 different answers, mutually exclusive. I've requested clarification, but as far as I'm concerned, it's met in terms of being answered, but not met in terms of having an actual response. So the videos are going back up. Tell him to be dick. Blah, blah, blah. All right, that's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes no sense. It's bizarre. He completely forgot the part in the story about the NDA. That's what I think happened. Like,
remember when on Juice's stream when I said that he's setting himself up to kind of leave this open-ended and not have a conclusion with this FOIA bullshit?
I remember you saying
it out.
Yeah,
I said, yeah, when you get it back and you don't get it, you don't get a response back that doesn't disprove your quote unquote evidence. That is, first of all, complete fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Like I disproved everything that he fucking said on that stream. He had nothing. There was absolutely nothing left. And nice cell phone, Spectre, you fucking moron. Oh, I'm a helmet wearing chimp pissing on a fucking fire hydrant. Yeah, and I caved your already caved in head in.
Yeah.
I'm a literal retard and I curb stomped you. What does that say about you, you stupid sack of shit? Nice self-own. Fucking idiot.
That whole post was a cell phone, really. Like, he just openly admitted that he's not entertaining, that he's bad at this. And like he claims that Earjuice and you set up a trap, which if that is true, then he's an idiot who falls into traps like that. Like,
well, he's straight up said he can't go on because he's got a fucking NDA with the FBI.
yeah,
So
there's
we
that.
weren't expecting him to show up. And yeah, I was gonna trash that fool because that story is ridiculous.
Yeah,
I trashed him on Twitter before that stream.
Why do you think?
What?
Why do you think guys like Nick and other people give this guy validity? Like, they give him the time of day to like talk about this dumb shit when he has a history of doing this.
I guess they like the tickle of his acid-washed face on their balls. I don't fucking know.
I would honestly, that's what I think is going on. I think that Spectre sucks up to Nick, so Nick uses him as a source. Nick goes ahead and promotes him, etc. And it's just because he's just licking his nuts. Like, I've seen this behavior before in other people. Like, it reminds me of like another person that was tangentially involved, King of Pole. He would make a habit of doing that too. Like, he sucked up to like the Fred Fucks gang and Medicare for a time before Medicare completely bloomed the fuck out.
I mean, and this is what stupid fucks like Spectre do. They do mundane bullshit legwork that nobody else wants to do. They'll go fucking gather shit. They'll watch 4-hour streams and clip little bits of shit here and there. They'll dig through hundreds of comment Twitter threads to get one thing or another thing to try to make someone look bad or some shit like that, like to make themselves somewhat valuable to somebody that they want attention from, and it's really embarrassing.
Yeah, like that's that's always been the thing that I've hated, that kind of behavior. It's like people don't just base like this stupid click faggotry produces those kinds of people who will act in that way, who will be the worms, who will do the dirty work. Like there's plenty of other examples, but yeah, and the e-celebs just reap the benefits of it, or if they're not directly giving them orders, you know?
Yeah, it's a fucking little nut clinger that's willing to do bullshit grunt work that nobody wants to do.
Yeah.
And then you get your little head pat, and they fucking have they're all starry-eyed and enamored. It's so embarrassing. It really is.
Yeah, see, this is why I really liked Cow back when they were following the IBS stuff. Cow gave zero fucks about anyone. They had shit to say about anyone and whoever. They were completely distrusting of all those e-celebs, and I have to applaud them for it, because it's like, rather than just, like, you could say that, one could say maybe they went too far, they didn't give people the benefit of the doubt. Sure, that's fair enough, but the constant, like, oh, a YouTuber said this, I'm going to go follow him for all my news sources. That mentality, it's just, some of it is ignorance, but there's a lot of stupidity with that mentality too. You know?
Oh, I'm sorry, you cut out for 1 sec. My fucking Discord's been fucking up. Could you repeat that?
Yeah, sure. I really liked back when Cow was a thing on 8chan, they would give zero fucks about who was the best e-celeb or whatever. They would absolutely shit on anybody and anyone for any kind of reason. And
as is deserved.
Yeah, honestly, like, if people want to talk shit about me, they're free to talk shit about me. I don't approve. Like, I don't want people like Nick lying about me or spreading lies, whichever way you want to call it. But if people want to say that I'm a piece of shit artist or whatever, I mean, I'm not gonna
You've done a lot of retarded shit, but I haven't seen you ball gargling.
Yeah, I hate that. I don't do that. And yeah, I'll be the first to admit that, yeah, I do stupid shit, and I deserve to be called out on it when it happens. So.
But I mean, I have disdain for people like fucking Spectre, just clamoring for fucking attention from anybody, and as soon as they get shooed away from one person, they immediately latch onto somebody else and try the same fucking thing. I mean, this guy's been swinging nuts over and over again.
Yep.
It's and his little sperg out completely contradicted absolutely everything that he'd said previous to that. Absolutely everything. I mean, it's really fucking funny. Like, way to go, you fucking moron. Way to go. Way to prove me right. Way to fucking prove us right. You are so goddamn stupid.
Yeah. I don't think Spectre is going to be, like, considered very favorable. I think there's a lot of people who are going to not view Spectre's actions as very favorable.
And I mean, he's lucky that, you know, Nick's other followers are just gonna gobble up him, you know, trying to shit on you on his stream because they don't like you because Nick says, you know, that he doesn't like you or whatever.
Yeah, like
whatever retarded shit you've got going on over there. But that doesn't change the fact that Spectre is equally, if not more, retarded than you are. I'd say at this point more retarded than you are. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's nuts.
Here's the thing. Unfortunately, I don't have the clip right now, but if you watch Earjuice's video, Spectre himself flat out says that he believes himself he went to a level that I never did. So yeah,
like,
Spectre.
I pulled a John Kelly. Actually, it was worse.
Yeah, like okay, like what?
You fucking idiot.
And then he just, and then he does it again. And of course he does it in a way that drags Nick into it as well. So it's like this guy is a net negative. He's a liability at this point.
I mean, it is dumb for Nick to have this guy around.
Yeah,
you should just get rid of him. But I mean, he's not watching anything that. I mean, I don't think he watched Earjuice's stream. He should. If
Agreed.
he did, he'd probably be like, "Ooh, fuck."
Yeah,
Get
like
him. Get him out of the fucking. Throw him out. Throw him out into the cold.
Confiscate his coat. But yeah, like I don't like the thing is, like I don't get why they do that. Like I do get why they do this. They just like in Nick's case, he just wants money and fame and shit like that. Unfortunately, people don't realize that these like even if like we want to go by default, okay, they're not evil, right? The fact of the matter is they still have a motivation to get as many clicks as possible and as much money as possible. So doing underhanded shit does often benefit that, and people don't really consider that when they're evaluating e-celebs and their conduct. So it's I don't know if that can be changed or not. Maybe it's just one of those things that's just, hey, there's nothing you can do about it. But honestly, I just wish guys like Spectre, whenever they crop up, whenever it's very blatantly obvious that there's just this shitheel who's just sucking up to this guy or that guy and is just doing this dirty shit, they just get absolutely trashed and shit on. Because like if Nick just,
it'll come to a point where people start, his reputation will precede him, and anytime his head pops up, he'll just get his shit kicked in.
Yeah. I mean, if I see him doing something stupid again, I might be inclined to cover it.
Well, I'm going to chase him around and torture him. That was too fun. I had a great time. Anytime that stupid faggot pops his head up, and he knows he's going to hide. Anywhere I go, he's going to run away. But one day he's going to get cocky, and I'm going to push his shit in again. And he's going to be made a fool.
You know what? I think this place will always leave a door open for Spectre just so he can run the mouth.
Oh, always. Anybody, everywhere, let him in. Let him in. Let him talk his shit. Because you'll just see how fucking retarded he is.
Yeah. Okay.
ODTS wants to come on and trash Spectre too.
All right, sure. Let's. I'm gonna move him in.
Grave dancing party.
All right, I'll move him in. Do you have more to say, or is it right if I move you to the other call?
Sure. I mean, we could all shit on him, but
okay, I'll move him in.
I'm fine if you want to move me out.
All right.
I don't care.
Hello, ODST. You're on the air.
Yeah. Hello.
How's it going?
So like, what's happened with Spectre? I just woke up. You know. Is he being retarded?
Yes.
You remember the FOIA bullshit that he tried to pull, and the FBI coming and paying him a visit. Apparently, somebody sent in a super chat to Nick Rekieta stream, and he came on the stream, and then claimed that he got the FOIA return, he got it back, and that it made no sense, and there was no information for him there, and they gave him like 3 different excuses, and he's deciding to put the videos back up, and apparently stands by his videos again or some shit like that. Just making up lies, made up complete fucking lies. He never fucking got the FOIA back because he never fucking sent the FOIA. And
nothing happened.
Yeah, and now he's coming up with some more bullshit. Like, if this attention-seeking faggot would have immediately blasted that shit everywhere. He has yet to post it. Where's the fucking evidence, Spectre? You didn't get a fucking FOIA back because you never sent one. There's no FOIA posted. You would have blasted that all over Kiwi Farms. That would in no way hinder your next FOIA or whatever you were going to do. What, you think the FBI is going to hold it against you for you publishing a Freedom of Information Act request? Or the information that they give back to you? Like what? They're going to be like, no, you leaked the information. No, it's not leaked anymore. They released it to you, to the public.
Yeah, that's
what kind of retarded shit is this?
Yeah, he doesn't even know how a FOIA works. It's your right to go ahead. It's essentially your right to go ahead and request information from government institutions like this.
And so any information that they release to you is not confidential or is no longer confidential. They give you journalists use this shit to get information and publish it.
Yep.
Well, you think they're gonna hold something against those journalists and not fucking fulfill their FOIA requests after that? Like, what kind of retarded mongoloid shit is this?
I know Spectre thinks he's some like big journalist because he sucks Nick Rekieta's dick all the time,
I remember making fun of him for not having a job and living off government welfare.
Because he does.
And taking he was bragging about going out on a date with his girlfriend, and then we found out that he was taking her to McDonald's.
Man, I was doing that shit when I was like 15. This dude's like 35.
He's got to be pushing 40. I don't know. With that fucking face, dude, who knows how old he is?
And he wants to shit on me for allegedly working at McDonald's, which, for the record, I've never, ever worked at McDonald's.
Well, at least you would have a job. This nigga doesn't have a job.
Exactly.
He's living off the government teat.
Yeah.
Suckling at old Uncle Sam, just like he suckles at Nick Rekieta.
Can't take care of himself. He's got to always leash off of someone else. Like, hey, you want to, like, people want to say that I'm a piece of shit for this or that. Well, that's all on me. Spectre, Spectre, he just props himself up on others and he props himself up on the balls of others. That's the best way to describe it, I guess.
You can't even climb up on him. Next thing we're gonna hear from this faggot is that he's got PTSD from mortar attacks. Like, get out of here, Spectre.
Oh yeah.
He got PTSD from cleaning the fucking shed. All those dust bunnies.
He said in the post that the reason why he made all these mistakes was because I had the flu, guys. Like,
yeah, dude, he's trying to say that he doesn't remember the entire stream. He has no recollection of the stream because of the fucking flu medication that he was on. Get out of here! What kind of fucking flu medication is that?
Yeah, it's just the guy's really out of his mind. He really just, you know what? Spectre just needs to just, like, if Spectre were smart, he would go ahead and keep his mouth fucking shut. But I'm curious what he's going to do next. I'm really curious.
If Spectre were smart, we wouldn't be talking about him right now. None of this would have occurred because he would have had the foresight to not make this bullshit up.
Yeah.
He would have realized that he wouldn't be able to trick people like this. Come on, dude. Come up with a better lie. This is so stupid.
Yeah. Like, at least people are trying to be clever. Like, oh, well, Kelly was associated with IRC channels that are nefarious. Well, actually, that's not clever at all, actually, now that I think about it. But it's at least believable. A little bit more believable than the stupid, this is a screenshot we found with proves that he's a kid dealer.
Dude, the screenshot isn't even tied to the fucking website he did that for. There is nothing on that screenshot that has anything to do with that website.
Yeah.
First of all, he couldn't find any evidence that existed. He couldn't even find out.
Yeah, he said he got sent that screenshot by 3 people, then by 1 person, or
then by 6
or something like that. And then it was the Plate Gang. Like, why would those guys get Spectre anything?
And then it had nothing to do with Plate Gang. And then I asked him who it was that sent it to him. He's like, I don't know. Like, Jesus Christ, dude, you got bamboozled by a fucking Twitter sped? Like, you gobbled that bait down.
Assume he didn't just go to Photoshop and make it himself.
Come on, that was some low-tier shit that he ate up.
Yeah, in fact, if he ever does produce any kind of FOIA documents, well, firstly, I'm going to show them and like go through it. But secondly, I wouldn't put it past him just make some to forge some documents up at this point.
I wouldn't either. I am from a fucking third party. Like somebody else, the dude that mods that Kiwi Farms thread is trying to find it through another source. Like if he comes back and says, "Yeah, this is legit," then I'd be like, "All right, at least he filed the fucking request." But this doesn't prove the fucking
weight in Kiwi Farms.
Well, I mean, me either, but at least it would be coming from somebody else that's skeptical of his fucking retarded claims. That still doesn't prove that he got visited by the FBI and he just so happened to have his lawyer on fucking retainer all day. What is this lawyer free? He got some fucking Kenny Jones deal going on? Some blood pact with this lawyer that he gives free legal advice for the rest of his life? Get out of here, dude. You can't afford that. And you got the bitch there. You're paying her already. Why don't you have her fucking write up this agreement that this apparently this field agent signed on the spot for? Like what?
What?
Maybe Mattis is like providing him a check to be like a super stealthy secret agent.
Right.
Yeah.
This is just part of the package he got with his retirement plan. It's just free legal advice forever. You can just call up a lawyer and have her sit at his house and wait all day. Like the FBI, first of all, he's friends with a dude at the Boston office at the FBI. The guy calls him ahead of time and warns him that they're going to come pay him a visit. He doesn't know at what point during the day they're coming to pay him a visit. So he has his lawyer sit there. His lawyer's going to sit there for free? I don't fucking think so. So his lawyer's sitting there with her thumb up her ass. Doing what? Nothing. Telling him, yeah, that fucking document that you had them sign, that's not legally binding. And he has them. What FBI agent is going to sign that? He probably saw it. I mean, the only believable thing that I can think of in this entirely ridiculous story as to why an FBI agent would sign some bullshit like that is if he saw it and he goes, "This is fucking, I could wipe my ass with this right now." He just signs his name on it, like, okay, fucking idiot. Like this won't hold up in anything.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll just sign a blank piece of toilet paper.
Yeah. Like that's all he is. He's just all spaghetti. Like he's just trying to do whatever he can to like create this narrative, and it's blatantly obvious. All right. I thanks for coming on, guys. I got some more of the stuff to go over. It's getting kind of late as well, so I kind of want to like wind things down a bit. Appreciate both of you coming on. Hef ODST.
Yeah.
Hold on, who's this idiot Spurgin in the chat?
Where?
Which nigga?
Chambers of my heart. Did I argue with this bitch? I did.
That's between you and her. I have no knowledge of that.
Oh, I just remember her being fucking retarded. What are you arguing about?
Malaka. It is a woman. What do you expect?
Of course. I mean.
All right. Well, I'm not going to bring that feud up for this stream. But yeah, you're free to argue back with her if you want.
Well, I thought it might have been something relevant to what we were talking about.
I don't believe so.
It's getting clowned on. All right, whatever.
Yeah, I don't think it's relevant. So, I wish you two adieu. Have a good night. You want to say anything before I sign you up?
Do a flip, Spectre, you dumb fucking faggot.
You ODST?
Yeah, Spectre. Just don't try any ops, Spectre. We are not the type of people you want to try ops on. Spectre.
I mean, he's not
Fear
even
the fucking med. Fear the fucking med.
Fear the meds.
All right.
Crater face.
All right, you guys have a good night, and I'm gonna finish the rest of the show and sign out.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye, weirdo.
Right.
Peace out. All right, so that was that. And okay, I got a relevant clip. I'm not gonna play more of the Spectre section because we already went through that. I'll put links to everything in the description after the show's done. Also, let's see. I want to show a couple more links related to Spectre. Okay. Give me 1 second. So I got the interview that Earjuice did with Spectre and I believe some others. I'm not sure.
Time.
At this time.
Let me get the right timestamp.
So can I just say two
Okay, so let's just find it real quick. Okay, got it.
Thanks.
That's enough to get you banned. But that's so horrendous. I'll agree with you there. Yeah, and for the it's one of those things. And as I said, I won't deny that tying Kick Vic to him is intentional in that, you know, they did it to myself. They specifically were saying it to me, and, you know, then they'd say it to Nick or they'd say it to other people, where they would go, oh, because of Rookie, an actual confirmed pedophile who was convicted of molesting like a 6-year-old or some shit like that. You know,
everybody
you
else
all
here
support
knows,
pedophilia.
Everybody else here knows that John Kelly's a fucking idiot and does the exact same sort of thing. Probably even worse,
Right.
where he makes connections that aren't there, gets flimsy evidence, and makes other
I basically pulled a John. I pulled a John Michael Kelly. I will admit this. I essentially pulled a John Michael Kelly.
Yeah.
I would even go so far as to say that I went past John Michael Kelly because I accused him of something so horrendous. I'll agree with you there.
Yeah, man.
And
it's the fact that you called him a pedo.
Yeah.
And thousands of people
agree.
heard it. It's just like, dude, I can understand why
agree.
you're pissed. It's not like I'm standing up from him. I'm just like, dude, it's just wrong.
No. And here's what I'm saying is I get that now because I don't have a retard scream.
Okay, so that was Spectre, his own words. He flat out admitted that what he did was far worse than anything I ever did as far as he was aware of. This is amazing to me. How do you do that? How do you go after someone, try to paint them as a horror cow, and end up being the bigger retard? It just... Actually, that doesn't surprise me. I see this shit happen every single time. Like, yeah. The guy's so stupid. And this is the guy that Nick Rekieta is using as a source. Just to make that clear. Let's see. Do I want to keep going through this stream? Okay, maybe I'll come back to this. Maybe I won't. I probably won't for the time being. I think that I've made my point pretty clear tonight about... there were some more things I wanted to show, but like we're going on 2 hours here and it's getting late. So I'm going to wind things down at this point and wrap things up. Okay, wait. I do have one new bit of evidence that I want to show. Something very relevant that y'all should see. This is some breaking news, guys. Let's zoom in and enhance a little bit. Oh my gosh, this is alarming. This appears to be a post from a pedo forum. It's Spectre. And he has under his profile that he's a top pedo. And it says, I anally sodomized 11 5-year-old girls and 23 to 8-year-old boys. I am a super pedo. Oh, Spectre. What are you doing, Spectre? Now, I don't know if this is true or not, guys. I don't know if this is real or not. Maybe it is, and it's total bullshit. It's total bullshit, but still. That is the level that Nick and Spectre are on. Nick, Spectre, and I'm going to throw Gator in there as well. Actually, that does leave me to one other point. Spectre, sorry, not Spectre. There's one last point I want to bring up. Nick Rekieta, on his stream, where he's talking about all this shit, mentions, like, oh, you want to bring Jim into this? Or something like that. He says, why didn't you go after Jim? Jim didn't tweet out the screenshot. That was Gator. You fucked up there. You're forgetting. That's the first thing. And two, not only that, but also, Jim is a troll. He's a self-professed troll. He wears it on his sleeve. He's an entertainer. He's not going to be held to the same standard as you. You're a journalist, you're a lawyer, and you're an I Stand With Vic figurehead. So I am going to hold you to a much higher standard than I ever would with Medicare. That's not to say that Medicare can't do no wrong or anything like that. But the fact of the matter is, if Medicare says something, it holds a lot less weight than if you say something. So no, going after Medicare for this, when he didn't even do anything, all he said was he was looking into it and was asking people to provide him with information. And that's the reason why he didn't jump onto this. Because he's smarter than you. He isn't an idiot. You are kind of retarded, Nick. I hate to break it to you, but somebody's got to have to. All right. That's all that I have for tonight. Maybe I'll do another stream soon. Maybe I won't. I'm frankly kind of sick of this particular thing, but it does need to be hammered home. It does need to be hammered home that Nick has no credibility. And people need to start asking him why he doesn't issue a retraction over this issue. And there's other issues that I might start bringing up. Stuff about like his characterization of Ron Toye and his domestic affairs. Stuff like Chris Sabat and the alleged casting couch that doesn't seem to exist. Stuff like J.L. Montello being a pedophile. I don't know if Nick ever co-signed that accusation, but that one was also bullshit. And there's other stuff I could go into about that, but we'll save it for another stream. All right, everybody. Shout out to chat. Thanks for all attending. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace out.